So very good morning, and we are into day 5 of this Fazza World Cup powerlifting in Dubai. Mudugamo of Gambia, Yassin El Nkouri of Morocco will be seeing very shortly in Group B of this competition. Khaled Al Hamadi of the United Arab Emirates. This is a good strong field. We've got pretty much the two best around right now competing in this. Next up for Japan, Kazuhito Sato. The United Arab Emirates, Abdallah Al Nakbi, the West Asian Games champion. For Malaysia, Yi Ki Jong, silver in the Paralympic Games in Tokyo. For Brazil, Matias Dias Silva, the Pan Am silver medalist. For Iran, Saman Razi, bronze at the Paralympic Games in Tokyo and the World Championships in Tbilisi. From Uzbekistan, Ilkom Kalmov, bronze in recent continental competitions, and this the 1 and 2 from the recent World Championships. The silver going to Sonam Piljengba, the gold to Ali Akbar Ghaushahi at the World Championships and the Asian Para Games in the last 6 months. So that's who's competing in this men's up to 107 kilo final, the second heaviest of the weight divisions. And look now at who the referees are going to be. There we go. In the frame, chief referee, centre referee from the United Arab Emirates, Ahmed Al Hamadi. Left side referee from Greece, Nikolaos Kazantsis. And the right side referee from Korea, Kim Yun Jung. Technical controller for this final from Malaysia, Zari Aziz Dean. And the technical delegate for the week is Zita Gyurko from Hungary. And the jury as well, Brina Genakate of Thailand, Olga Prokopashina of Kazakhstan, happy birthday, and from Czechia, the Czech Republic, Veronika Kuchdova. So that's everybody in position. And the men's up to 107 kilo final is on the way. Ghaushahi, the world record holder, set at the previous Fazza World Cup in Dubai, December 2022. It's always hot when he and Enkbaya are up against each other. Surely that doesn't change today. Final of the up to 107 kilo is on the way.
Yeah. I only got one question. So is that all you got? You go big or stronger. You push harder. Is that all you got? You climb higher, faster. So is that all you got? You put your best in the rest in. No resting. Is that all you got? So you a victor. I only got one question. So is that all you got? Yeah, look at you now. So is that all you got? Take a look at you now. So is that all you got? Look at you now. Is that all you got? Yeah, I only got one question. So is that all you got?
So here we go, countdown's ready for this men's up to 107 kilo final.
4, 3, 2, 1. Welcome to the 13th Fazza Dubai.
Well, this looks like this is going to be really interesting as this rolls on, no doubt about that. Particularly right up at the heaviest lifts. So now we start off with the first competitor for Gambia in this sport in history. It was a few years ago now, Muda Gama, who's originally entered at the over 107 kilo final. You might remember he'd actually shown up as being disqualified from that, and there's a good reason for that, because he's competing in this. And it's very welcome for him to be in it. He's starting with 150, and his coach and the head of the Gambian team for this competition, Brima Carvalho, who's deputising for good old Haji Drama, who's not here this time. 7th of the Commonwealth Games in Birmingham 18 months ago, 4th in the Manchester World Cup a couple of years back, which is not being held this year.
1 minute.
And he's been at the last 3 World Championships, having come through wheelchair basketball. So, starting off, 150. Which is close to his lifetime best of 155. So he's looking to start off strongly here. It's a good high mark, but nothing on the press sequence. They've all voted him down on that, all 3 referees. So he's going to have to work that one out when he goes back behind the scenes in a few moments with his coach Brima. So it's on the press, so everything here is okay, including the stop. There's just that press there, and yes, it's just not equal all the way through. There's unevenness on the way, which they don't like. Yassin El Ancori of Morocco up now. So he also going for 150. He is 24 years old. The African Championship bronze medalist in Cairo towards the end of 2022. It was a great result for him in his championship debut. Lovely venue that, Cairo hosting the World Championships next year for the first time. It'll be the first ever World Championships in the sport to be held on the continent of Africa. And that is a good lift, 2-1 in his favour. And he sold that lift very well. So that's him off the mark for Morocco. Yeah, he had the necessary straightness. Curiously, the vote down that he got actually came from that angle from the right side referee, but did really well with it. Coming up now for the United Arab Emirates, Khalid Al Hamadi, West Asian Games silver medalist a few weeks ago in Sharjah, just down the coast. So his coaches, the national team coaches, Tira Qasim, Abdel Wisha, Farzi Abdel Kader Al Makri, who've been on the scene for a good few years now, and he has been as well since he finished 4th in a previous West Asian Games in 2017. He's 32, celebrated his birthday last week. It's been a bit of that lately. Al Hamadi. So 160 for him.
One minute.
Strong lift, he's got it raised well, and that's 3 white lights. So Al Hamadi gets 160, and he is in front for the UAE. Well, this is a major training centre for this country, for this city, as well as being a major competition venue as well. 15th year of the Fazza World Cup across all the sports. This is the 13th World Cup in powerlifting to be held. We missed last year because the previous edition was December 2022. Kazuhito Sato now going for 180. 6th in the Asian Games in Hangzhou in October. 5th in the Asia Oceania Championships in Korea the previous year in Pyeongtaek. And 15th of the World Championships when they were across town in Al Habtoor in Dubai last August. He also competed in the Americas Open Championships. That was in 2018. Finished 8th in that in Bogota. He's a wheelchair marathoner as well on his day. Has done that. Hyogo Prefecture Police is his club. So this for 180. A no lift. It's on the press sequence and all voting him down. He was originally looking at 182 and then brought his horizons down a little bit. Yeah, just denied, I'm afraid. Yeah, not a lot of control on that, and well, could have been steadier on the lockout as well. And to round up this opening round in Group B, Abdallah Al Nakbi from the United Arab Emirates, the West Asian Games champion from early February in Sharjah, the second time he had won the West Asian Games, 5th in the Asian Games in Hangzhou back in October. This for 205 and a significant lead. Steady does it. He has done a very good job of that. A good lift, plain and simple. And I'll tell you what, he was originally looking at 195. And he got through that exquisitely. 205 instead for Al Nakbi. He had the confidence to go for something a bit larger, a good bit larger. And sometimes that can be too much. 2:13. Alnakbi's lifetime best, by the way. Modo Gamo coming out again at 1:50 for Gambia. So 150 is target. Being this country's first international powerlifter, first quality powerlifter, full stop. In the early days, if he wanted competition, he had to leave the country every single time, and that's expenses racked up. But he got the international competition, he got the experience. Now here he is again, having had a hat-trick of world championships behind him. And twice he's had top 20 finishes. You know how long some of those World Championship finals can go. 4 groups, 4 hours minimum. Still plenty of time, 30 seconds, 150. Manu Gamo. Well, he's got a bit more control on the press this time, and that is a good lift for Manu Gamo. 150. He gets on the board. It is close to his lifetime best. 5 off it. Now that's the first thing, always, to get done. Get on the board and then carry on from there. Open up preferably close to the lifetime best. Get your foundation and then away you go. Well, he's got his foundation at the second
For the
attempt.
second attempt, representing Morocco, Yassine
I think that's all what we could do with after the weekend's action in Dubai. Yassine El Ankouri of Morocco. 150. He's already got this 156. Well, the excellent second place finish. A third place finish to win the bronze medal in Cairo, those African Championships. An early peak to his career. And looking for very many more to come. El Ankouri for a lifetime best by 1. 155 his best previously. This 156. And he's got it. 3 white lights, clean bill of health. El Ankouri has done a very good job of that. Just a really good clean lift. And that's all it needed to be. His heaviest successful lift ever in competition. And he made it look really good. Just about okay in the chest. He did have a vote down. So we go to the UAE and Khaled Al Hamadi going for 168. It's the first of 3 finals today. Men's 97 and men's 88 finals coming up after this. So 168 for Al Hamadi.
One minute.
His lifetime best is 175. He's fought that hard on the way up, and it's 2-1 against as a result. In terms of the control, so he doesn't get that one. He did not look comfortable with that attempt. It's not getting the equal press on the way up. So next up, Sato of Japan, Kazuhito Sato. Now he missed 180 first time and going for it again here. 6th in the Asian Games in October. He has had 3 continental top 6 finishes. 5th is best though. That in Pyeongtaek at the Asia Oceania Championships 2 years ago. Like Monogamo, he's had 2 top 20 finishes in the World Championships, 2 top 16 finishes, 15th and 16th in the last 2. Well, he missed first time around on 180. Can he get this in a straight and narrow? .181 is his lifetime best, so he started 1 kilo off that, which is really quite high. Sato at 180, and that is not going to be completed, and the evidence from the first 2 lifts is that he has come in too high on the day. He'll have one more attempt at it. And I know there are some countries where that'll be the tactic, where you'll start close to a lifetime best. Actually, some starting with a lifetime best. For athletes who've been around for a good few years. Chile did it at the Veracruz World Cup last year, which I thought was quite unusual, but actually it paid off, and they did well in terms of the medals at that and also the World Championships. But look at that. Struggling majorly. And in hindsight, he might be wishing he'd gone for 175 instead. It's a misnomer, obviously, to say, well, you do 181 once, you can do it over and over again. A lifetime best is, literally, it's a lifetime best. It's a one-off. It's not something that you will do every single day. Here's Al Nakbi for the UAE. He's going for 214, 205 in the opening round, and he looked very good for it. And this a lifetime best by 1. He's added 9 to his previous foundation lift. Now, wonder about that chest sequence. All against him on the press. All 3. So he doesn't get that. He really had difficulty in terms of control. 214 Al Nakbi. Well, that would have been the best competitive lift of his career. Chest sequence was given as okay, and that he didn't have control of that at all, really, towards the top. No equal press, so we go on. So there's only Yassin El Ankouri who has been successful all the way to date. Monogamo had his progress interrupted in the opening round, but he came back for 150, and this to equal his lifetime best. 155 for the Gambia. Well, he's got prospects here, and he's got a lot of time in his side. actually for him to qualify for the Commonwealth Games, when you consider there were only 2 men's gold medals up for grabs, 2 competitions, the heavyweight and the lightweight, and a combination of 5 weight categories each. He finished 7th in that Commonwealth Games. The lift's going towards points, the same coefficient as in the team competition. So this for 155 for Modu Gamo. He's got just about 20 seconds left. 155 now, trying to keep that even underway. Up. No joy, I'm afraid. Well, he did get the lift completed. It would have been the second time that he'd done that in competition. Just was sliding a bit, wasn't tidy. He'll know that from his reaction, but it's good that he got the 150 on the board, which is about 97% of his lifetime best. Yeah, it's just there. It's actually a bit of laddering as well. The right hand above the left, they like an equal press all the way through. That's why so many get voted down when there's a stop on the way up. Because they don't get voted down for that so long as it doesn't go down, but when they restart, if there's one hand in the lead, and that goes to doing it in all one motion too, which was the case there. Yassin El Ankouri of Morocco, 160. Well, he's done brilliantly so far. 150 and 156, the only one to get his first 2 attempts in. So that lifetime best of 156 in the previous round, 160 here. And that is a no lift. So 3 against him on the press and 1 on the stop, and that was from the left-hand side referee, which is the view that we have with the naked eye, and I also thought that was quite fleeting, too much on the chest, but he only had 1 vote down against it. That was good. Unfortunately, they all then voted him down on that press, so he doesn't get 3 for 3, but 156 is a new lifetime best. Chance for a second just wasn't delivered.
For the 3rd attempt, representing United Arab Emirates, Khalid Al-Hamadi.
Khalid Al-Hamadi going here for 170. So Al-Hamadi, 170. This is heavy for him. West Asian Games silver. They're a well-coached team. They perennially have a good army of coaches around them, and that is a good lift. Nothing to criticize about that. Good clean lines, 3 white lights. Khalid Al-Hamadi moves on up, 170, having missed 168. It was good, pristine lift, and that by 5 kilos, just outside his lifetime best. But he's gone high by his standards today. Sato is up now. 180 for the 3rd time, having missed it twice previously. So he is in danger of a wipeout. Definitely the pressure's on at this stage. Has to get this right. Otherwise, he doesn't register a mark, and it's a bit of a blow. Kazuhito Sato actually went up to 187 in the Japanese National Championships in Tokyo in December. But 180 today has not given him a firm foundation at all. So time to concentrate. And that is not going to be completed. Our center referee terminated that immediately. So Sato doesn't register a mark. It stopped without major prospect of the lift continuing. So Kazuhito Sato will take it philosophically, but will take it without a mark going in the board for him today. It's on the way, and then it halts, and then he's lost control, and then that's it. The spot is told by a centre referee there to go in straight away. Al Nakbi of the United Arab Emirates, and they also obviously have the permission to jump in themselves if that bar is suddenly falling dramatically towards the chest. We've had that a couple of times this week. And they can do that of their own volition, obviously, because as soon as the bar goes down, it is an instant no lift. Al Nakbi got 205. This for 214 for a new lifetime best. And a good lead going into Group A. Steady does it. Well, he's got it raised in the end. It is no lift. Missing a lot of control there. It's all on the press, obviously. Rocking and reeling without the equally timed lockout, without the necessary evenness. Bit of a struggle. So that's Group B, and Group A will be coming very soon. The final 6 competitors and the 6 heaviest weights on the way. In the end, we had 15 lifts in that Group B, and only 6 were successful. Sato was the only one who didn't register a mark at all. The rest all did. Alan Curry was the only one to get 2 out of his 3. So Group A it is.
As you can see on the screen, these are
Everybody in Group A has a major championship medal to their name. We'll see 18 lifts in regulation in this group, and maybe a few more. Yong Yi Kei of Malaysia, Southeast Asian Games champion in 2015 and 2017 from Kuala Lumpur, coached by Kamil Adam. Silver in the Paralympic Games in Tokyo. Bronze in the Asian Games in Incheon in 2014. Silver in the Gold Coast at the Commonwealth Games in 2018. And bronze previously in 2014 in Glasgow. They've been staging the World Indoor Athletics this weekend. Young, 2:21. You see where it has him in terms of the race to Paris, but starting a good bit lower, but expect 10 kilo increments minimum. Gotta get this first one though. 200. Young for Malaysia. They got that raised really strongly. That is a good lift. 3 white lights for Young. And he has set himself a really good foundation. Al Nakbi leading on 2:05 and had been hoping to go beyond that. A couple of attempts at 2:14, but Young has got his competition underway successfully. Mateo Diaz Silva, the America's silver medalist in the last 2 championships in Bogota 2018, St. Louis in 2022, silver in the Pan Am Games in Santiago in November, behind the new champion of the United States, Bobby Body. Bronze in the South American Games in 2014. Pan Am champion 2017. He's still only 26. His first championships being the SA Games, senior South American Games as well, when he was 17 years old. And his first Pan Am's a year later, he finished 4th. So he's been in and around the medals for a very long time, despite still being tender of years. And going for 2:06 here. Here he comes. Good lift too. 2-1 in his favour, 2:06 for Matias Diaz's Silva. Well, he did well. 1 vote down from the centre referee, but outside of that, he really didn't have a huge amount to worry about. Salman Razi of Iran going for 215. Man who has won Asia Oceania silver. The last 2 championships in Kitakyushu in Japan in 2018, Pyeongtaek in Korea in 2022, actually 2013 as well. In Kuala Lumpur. Asian Games bronze, the last 2 editions. World Championship bronze in Tbilisi in 2021 in Georgia, and bronze in Tokyo at the Paralympic Games last time out. We've got the 1, 2, 3 from that, and from the most recent World Championships. For the lead, and a good lead. 2:11, and he bounds up, and you know there's more to come from this man. That was just exceptional from Razi. Real strong, powerful stuff.
Representing Uzbekistan, Ilkum Karimov.
Midway through the opening round of Group A. And emerging from the shadows for Uzbekistan, Ilkum Karimov. Now, he's a real interesting competitor. He made his debut at the African Open Championships when they were held in Cairo in 2022. Obviously the open competition for him, not being from Africa. Finished 5th in that, lifting 202. This by a long way would be an in-competition lifetime best. No mark at the World Championships last year. So here he is, rising high, 2-2-1. And that's a good lift, it's 2-1 in his favour. He's away, lifetime best by a long way. Notwithstanding what he might have done at domestic championships, he is 7th, suddenly, in the race to Paris. He's above Tara Lali of Iraq. Peter Milenkovic of Serbia has been knocked out of that on 220. And he certainly looks as if he can go on a bit further as well. Zhong Yiki of Malaysia got to 221 first, and he's in 6th spot. 222 would have actually put him one further up, but they went for 221. Felt that was the more achievable here. That's all been really good stuff so far, but now we have, by a long way, the two best in the world. And this should really and truly be edge of the seat stuff for the remainder of this competition.
For the first attempt representing Mongolia, Songopi Enkaya.
From Mongolia, Sonnampil Jingpaya, the Paralympic champion in Tokyo, the 2019 world champion in Astana, silver in the last two. The former world record holder. He was the Asia Oceania champion in 2018, was the Asian Games champion 2018. Lost those to Ali Akbar Garib Shahi. Now wants all of those back, starting at 240. Pound for pound, it's one of the best rivalries in the sport. 240, and Bayer opens up 14 below the world record, and that's brilliant. And Bayer 240. He has his name in the board, and he leads immediately by 19. But the man he's most interested in is up next. Then Bayer, just immense.
For the first attempt representing Iran, Ali Akbar Garib Shahi.
So Bayer holds all the major titles. Formerly, still the Paralympic champion. But Ali Akbar Garib Shahi, the Asia Oceania, Asian Games, and world champion. That 254 leading the race to Paris, coming in the last Fazza World Cup in Dubai, Christmas 2022, for a world record. Broken the world record at the Asia Oceania Championships in 2022 when Bayer started with a world record attempt and he didn't get a mark on the board. That is the ultimate in going too high. So Garib Shahi, 246. This is only 8 off his own world record, and actually make this 246 is beyond every other continental record. Only him and Empire have gone heavier than this in this weight division. So 246, Ali Akbar, Garib Shahi for Iran for the lead. He's got it raised. It's a good lift, 3 white lights. He's put it away well. Garib Shahi. It is game on. They both struck major blows first. And Garib Shahi finishes the opening round with a whopping opening lift. Well, it's one of the must-watch competitions of the week because you just don't know how it's going to go. He got that lift really well, Garib Shahi. So now a leap of 10 indeed it is for Young. 221 his top mark. Paralympic silver in Tokyo was really an immense result for him. It's his second Paralympics, having been 7th in Rio. Young with the silver behind Empire in Tokyo, with Sam and Razi getting the bronze medal. Young's only successful lift in Tokyo, 237 at the international forum there. That's all it needed to be. Razi was Iran's representative there, and that's why Garib Shahi wasn't, but now that he's emerged fully, he is the numero uno. So, Young, 210, par for lifting. He can on his day go still well beyond this, and that is an excellent lift. Well, remember it was 237 at the Paralympic Games. That was 210, and he comes through really well. Obviously, if you're talking about 200 athletes, you're not going to know from everybody how their training's been going, if there have been little niggles here and there. It does seem maybe 5 or 10% behind what you might normally expect to see from him, but he's building well. Started at 200, went to 210, and that has him up in 5th position, ahead of the man who's coming next. For Brazil, Matias Dias Silva. On the way with Professor Weverton Santos on stage with him, and Carlos Williams watching behind. The man they call Teus, which you might think might be a little bit biblical, but, well, it's short for Mateus, isn't it? Matias Dias Silva, 221. He's added 15 onto the bar here, and this would bring him level with Kalimov, currently in the bronze medal position. He would stay outside of the medals, but still, he would go up to 4th, and he would be a contender for the medals. I can tell you right now, in terms of these efforts in this round and in the last round, all 6 are tilting for medals here. He's got to get it. It's too much. And Diasa Silva misses out at 2-2-1. That would have been a best by 6. It's not paid off, and it caught him a little bit unawares. Was a big leap of 15, but obviously they've been doing a good bit backstage. As we've heard before, they're not usually going to go for the full weight. Maybe something a bit 10% off, so he may have been lifting about 200 in there. Obviously, we've been watching what's been happening on stage.
For the second attempt, representing Uzbekistan,
Ilkham Kalimov with a whopping lifetime best in the previous round, a competition lifetime best. That was 2-2-1. This is 2-2-2. And it's turned out okay for him because Diasa Silva was looking to match him and didn't get it. Young is looking to match this in the next round. And Kalimov looking to go above Young in terms of the race to Paris. Look how congested it is. 1 kilo between 5 men. 5 kilos between 6 men. Right now, Bobby Body's in a solid place. So I think Jose Castillo, our good friend from Mexico, the former world champion, the Pan Am champion in his home city of Guadalajara in 2011, is in being that 1 place and 6 kilos further up the table in a much more comfortable position. But Bobby Body has had a brilliant few years. They've extended their talent spotting. Bobby Body coming in for the USA, and likewise Kalimov for Uzbekistan, who these days have got huge squads. So, how was that evenness on the way up? There's your answer, all 3 against, 2-2-2, and he misses it. Well, that would have been a new lifetime best by 1 after his previous lifetime best of 20 in the previous round, and Kalimov does not succeed. Didn't look comfortable with it. Lack of control on the way up. A lack of steadiness, and you're going to get voted down. And
for the second attempt, representing
as I said in the rules, well, maybe wasn't unsafe. You're struggling. It's just the even press wasn't there. So now for Iran, Saman Razi. So Razi with that Paralympic bronze. Where he is. This is what it's like being the second best in Iran, which is better than all the rest. But Karimshahi is simply the best. 8 on top of his previous tally to go into the bronze medal position. So Razi 2-2-3. Those calm, deep breaths. Get the rhythm going. Oi, 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 oi. Well, oh dear. Right, well, there's an injury there. That's not the most dramatic one of those that we've seen, but I'm sorry to say Razi's in a spot of bother here. Spotters and loaders waded in really quickly, and that was a good job. That's what they're alert for the whole time. And, well, he had the rhythmic breathing going, but the bar had another idea. I would say that is the end of his competition. Best wishes to him. But Saman Rossi departs. That was an attempt to go into the bronze medal position, and that came down heavy on him. It's the third time we've seen that in 24 hours, and you can watch this, and the way that all athletes want, you appreciate the sport of it. You can never, as a viewer, get blasé about what they're doing. These are immense weights, and as we always say, everybody in parasport has been through something. Everybody in the Paralympics will have been through something in their lives. So now 2 to go in this second round, and it's the 2 best around, and needless to say, Saman Rossi has been withdrawn for the rest of the competition. And Bayer then going for 2.46 to match Garab Shahi. And Bayer, his best 2.50 at the Paralympic Games in Tokyo to win the gold, which was the world record. But he's lost that now. Garab Shahi breaking it in Pyeongtaek and in this arena 14 months ago. 2.46. He is some campaigner, and Bayer. He got it raised. It's 2-1 against, however. So that interrupts his progress. That's going to make him think a bit. That's going to make his coach as well think a bit. Dash Betulga. And it was on the press. And they felt just the steadiness that they required wasn't there. The even press. I thought the stop was a bit fleeting, but they all voted him through on that, so that's fine. This is a boost for Garab Shahi, who got 2.46 and who is still unequaled on it today. And this for 2.50 to match the lifetime best of Henk Bayer, to match the former world record. What kind of form does he feel in today? That world record has him top in terms of the race to Paris. Henk Bayer in second spot. We'll see them there, barring some mishap. And they both weigh in so close to the 107 mark. Garab Shahi was 400 grams off, and Bayer 1.7 kilos away, so there's 250. He's got that raised as well, has Garab Shahi. Oh yes! He's stamping his dominance today. He leads by 10. Is he going to be beaten today? Is he going to be beaten this year? The world champion from Dubai 2023, who followed up by claiming the Asian Games gold. Look at this for 250. That is a quarter of a metric ton exactly. What a man! These are all some men anyway. But to come out there and do that. And remember, the last time he competed in this competition, Garab Shahi, he set the world record. Mateus de Assis Silva's being very well supported by the Brazilian squad here today. Lara de Lima's in situ I see.
For the third attempt representing Brazil, Matheus Dias Silva.
So, Weberton Santos' coaches and primed. This for 2-2-1. He missed out on it last time, remember. That was a very heavy leap of 15 kilos. We only had, by the way, 2 successful lifts in that second round. Galad Shahi of 250 and Jong, should I say, from Malaysia. He's not Dutch. Jong with 210. So Matheus Dias Silva, 2-2-1. So this to join Kalimov, and I'm afraid that lift was not going to get finished. So Matheus Dias Silva, 2:06 in the opening round is where he finishes, and those 2 attempts at 2-2-1 for a lifetime best by 6 are not successful. He had to go for that because of where he is in terms of the race to Paris, and if he wants to be in the top 8 right now without being a wild card, 2-2-1 is what he had to get to go into 8th position. So there was a reason for him going as high as that, and they went for 2-2-1 straight away in round 2. So Yi Ki Jong of Malaysia, he's got 200, he's got 210, and now he goes for 222. We're seeing the usual day job. If I see a name like that, then they're usually Dutch or Belgian. Anyway, here is Jong looking for a jump up to 222. Obviously his lifetime best is a good bit beyond this, but it's about current form in the current season, the current race to Paris, where the results from the past couple of years are in it. You have to get a couple of World Cups under your belt as well. It's all well and good lifting 230 in your own national championships, but you have to compete on the circuit as well. So Jong, all the 2s. Paralympic silver last time, Asian Games bronze, Commonwealth Games silver, twice Southeast Asian champion. He's had a brilliant career. Does this help him a step closer to the Paralympics? He's got it up there. Had he control at the end?
No.
2 of the 3 say no. And he misses out. Well, those leaps were deliberate. 200 to 210. Fair enough. 222 to get 1 kilo higher up in the race to Paris. He stays in the position where he was anyway, in 6th in that and 5th today. And of the last 8 lifts we've seen, only 2 have been successful. Has to be an equal knockout, but it has to be stable as well. He actually wasn't that far away from that, and he got 1 vote in his favour from the left side referee. Ilkom Kalimov of Uzbekistan. So he's had 1 lifetime best already of 221, added a kilo onto it and didn't get it. This is where he is in the race to Paris, trying to complete what Jong was aiming for a couple of minutes ago. So Kalimov 7th in that and aiming to go 6th. But we're in a position where 225 at the end of it all might not be safe enough. There'll be 10 competing in the Paralympic Games, the top 8. And the next 2 will be basically quota country places, the next best countries in the world. This is it. Kalamov is going for 2-2-3 here. Looking for the steadiness along the way. And again, he didn't get it. It's 2-1 against and 2 votes on the press. I can also tell you the centre referee voted him down in the stop sequence. But you can see the similarities between Kalamov's lift there and Zhong's a few moments ago. No equalness in the press. But 2-2-1 for a lifetime best, and then 1 kilo added on, 2 kilos added on. You just see there, so it holds, and then the right hand side, which is the left of your picture, then leads the way. And if you're watching from 2 of the angles, you're not going to get given that. Right hand side referee gave it because it looks correct from that angle, and hence, hey, I guess why we've 3 referees. The triumvirate, the Bermuda Triangle. And suddenly we have 2 to go. Razi out injured. So Sundam Piljeng Bar going for 250 here to match his previous world record from the Paralympic Games in Tokyo, which will be the Paralympic record going into the action in Paris into September at the Porte de Chabelle in the north of the city centre. So you'll note he's going for 250 and not 251. 250 to match Garib Shahi. It's not happening, and that's why he didn't go for 251. No lift. It is silver for Ngbaya on 240, and that's where he declares 2 attempts and no success. Too much in the bar this time. He's lifted 250 once in his life, and that, remember, was that world record. Speaking of which, the world record as it stands right now is held by that man, and it is 254. He's aiming here for 255. The last 6 years he's been competing internationally. Silver in the Asian Games in 2018. Silver in the Asia Oceania Championships in 2018. Silver in the Worlds in 2019. Didn't qualify for the Paralympic Games. He wasn't the leading Iranian in it. All those silvers behind Sundam Piljeng Bayer. But since then, Asia Oceania 2022 gold, Asian Games 2022 gold, World Championships gold, 21 and 23. He's become the best, and this to prove it again. Ali Akbar Garib Shahi going for a new world record of 255. Remember, heading into the Paralympic Games in Tokyo, we were thinking, well, is that great milestone of 250 going to be achieved? And it was. Now it's been surpassed by this man. 2 have reached 250 in the history of this competition, and for the first time, Garib Shahi looking for 255 for the world record. That's 90% there. But it's coming. Just not today. He's won by 10 kilos. He's lifted 250. 4 kilos off the world record. It's among what? The 3 heaviest lifts in history jointly. I think there's only 4 that have been 250 or above, and he's got the 4th of those today. The attempt at the world record was valiant. It was really close, but he just didn't get the lift completed all the way up, and it makes it to 90%, and it starts rocking, and he's not getting the lift end. The control's not there, and it's wavering, and that is the end of it. That is never going to get given, even if he'd made it up all the way. Garamsayi wins 250 for Iran, and by the silver for Mongolia 240, and Ilkham Kalimov, his best ever World Cup result, bronze 221 for Uzbekistan. Garamsayi wins the total lift, Jong second for Malaysia, and Al Hamidi third for the UAE. That was a gripping competition, and the victory ceremony is on the way. That was an epic victory ceremony. Medals presented by Mr. Abdullah Al Qureshi, the Deputy of People of Determination at Dubai Club for Ambulance Services. A great battle this was, and it's bronze for a best ever World Cup result for Ilkom Kalimov of Uzbekistan. It's his third international competition, fifth in the African Open Championships in Cairo at the end of 2022, and here he is with a 19 kilo lifetime best, and he gets the bronze. The two big men with silver and gold. Still the reigning Paralympic champion Sonnenpiljiang Baya. 240 in the opening round, missed 246, and then his attempt to equal his old world record, the current Paralympic record of 250, couldn't get that complete. But the reigning Asia Oceania Asian Games world champion Ali Akbar Garib Shahi equaled 250 today. Went to break his own world record, went for 255 and was 10% away before it started wavering. There's one major title he doesn't have. He wants that in Paris. Garib Shahi wins for Iran. What a fantastic competition, and so close to a sensational world record for Ali Akbar Garib Shahi. But you know, that sets up Paris a little bit more, where certainly these two will have the big battle for gold. Massive joust for maybe bronze. It was a big joust for bronze today. Kalimov reaching it 2-2-1. But the gold and the silver medal winner here are steps ahead of the rest, with the two heaviest weights we've ever seen in this weight division. So now we're back at noon Dubai time. That is 16 and a half minutes away. The men's 97 kilo final is coming, so please stick around and we'll be back with you for that shortly. There's a countdown clock for you as well.